Alright, before we start, Felix, I just gotta say I'm a little disappointed in you, man. You're such a lightweight when it comes to the horror genre. And I just rotated that photo. I expected more from you. Like me, I thought you would be unfazed by all that stuff. I mean, come on, it's just pictures that fade into the abyss. Can't be that scary. Anyway, Zelda grabbed one of the guards on the way out to where Link lay. The rain was starting to pick up. Oh wait. I'll get someone with a stretcher, your highness, said the guard as he ran. Link, please wake up, Zelda pleaded. She put her ear to his chest. He was alive, but he was lying so still. It's because he's a pussy and a tree branch can break his spirit. I swear to God, Link, if you die because of the tree branch, I will lose all respect for you. Trees are pussies. They can't hurt me. No one can hurt me. Absolutely no one. Okay. Where was I? Blah blah blah. Soon the guard came running with one of his comrades, and they took Link inside the castle on the stretcher. Zelda paced around the room on the other side of the door. The physician was attending to Link. Finally, Impa came out. Impa, is Link alright? She asked. Zelda, Link hasn't regained consciousness yet, Impa said quietly. He hit his head very hard and his left arm is broken. Link, you're a major pussy. There's really no way to tell if he'll ever wake up again. Link may die, Zelda asked. Please tell me the truth, Impa. It's a possibility, her nursemaid replied. If Link didn't have the stamina he does, he very likely would be dead right now. Can I see him? Zelda asked. Impa nodded and led Zelda into the room. There Link lay on a bed, a bandage dropped around his head. His left arm in a sling. He looks as dead, Zelda thought fearfully as she approached the bed. Zelda took his good hand and kissed it. She started to cry. Impa came up behind her and patted her shoulder gently. Impa, I never showed him enough love, and now he's going to die on me, she wept. Zelda, I know how you feel about Link, and he's always sensed it. That's why he willingly married you, said Impa. If he didn't think you loved him, he wouldn't have bothered. Bullshit. She paused. If you wish, I'll watch heaven for you. Would you please, Zelda asked gratefully. I don't want to neglect my baby, though. Your husband needs you more, said Impa. And it's my duty and my privilege to help look after the children of the royal family. That night, Zelda could not sleep. The bed seemed so empty without Link lying beside her and begging for sex. Instead of her nightgown, Zelda had put on one of Link's short-sleeved nightshirts, the one he'd worn last night. Finally, Zelda drifted off. Suddenly, she was awakened. Hurry, your husband needs you, said Impa, as Zelda followed you. The castle seemed darker and gloomier than usual. She felt a chill as she followed Impa through the corridors to where Link was lying. A feeling of dread rose within her, as she suddenly saw that she was alone. She pushed open the door where Link was lying, covered head to toe with a white sheet. Link, she cried, oh Link! She raced to the bed. Suddenly Link appeared, or rather Link's ghost. Link, what's going on? She asked. Link crossed his arms, glanced at his dead body lying on the bed. You were late, Zelda, he said. Too late in telling me that you loved me. Zelda, you have some fucking issues, man. Or girl. Link, I love you. That's why I can see you. Why don't you find yourself why don't you find yourself a prince now that I'm gone? That's what you wanted, isn't it? Wonder what you'll tell our son when he's older. Link, please, I love you. I really do. Should have said something sooner. I might have lived later, princess. He vanished. Zelda woke up screaming. She sat up in bed and started to cry, partially from self-relief it had been just a nightmare, partly because she somehow felt she was to blame. In the nursery next door, Zelda heard Evan crying. Still shaking from the fright, she managed to swing her legs over the edge of the bed and get up. She stood up and walked carefully into the nursery and lifted Evan into her arms. He was hungry. I just hope your father is all right, Zelda whispered, tears flowing down her cheeks as she nursed her infant son. I don't want you to grow up without a father, and I don't want to lose him. He means everything to me. There was a knock on the door. Come in, Zelda called. Impa came in. It's Link, Zelda. Come with me. You know, to be honest, I actually rarely get nightmares anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because whenever I'm running from the demon or whatever's chasing me, like halfway down the hallway, I'll just be like, wait a minute. I'm dreaming. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And then the demon that was chasing me with the intent of killing me just turns around and starts running and screaming like a little bitch. You should try it sometime. If you have a nightmare, just know that you can still do anything you want. It's only a dream. On the way to the infirmary, Zelda nervously bit at her knuckles. Impa opened the door for her and Zelda went in. He's been asking for you, Impa told her. Link, sweetie, Zelda asked, going over to the bed. Link's brown eyes flitted upon Zelda. He said, Zelda, he said, his voice weak. Zelda knelt beside the bed, took his right hand and kissed it. Oh, Link, I'm so worried about you, she said, and tears coming to her eyes. I was so afraid I'd lose you, Link. I love you. Link managed to squeeze her hand. I know. That's what kept me going. He murmured. I'll keep an eye on Evan, Ember whispered to Zelda. And Link needs his rest. Zelda nodded as she kissed Link's hand again. You're wearing my nightshirt, Link noted, smiling weakly. Zelda looked under his blankets. You're not wearing anything, she smiled at him, then got under the blankets with him and put her arm around him. Careful not to bump into his left arm. Link, you had me so worried. You've been part of my life for so long. Link put his right arm around her and held her. Zelda laid her head on his shoulder and put her arm around his waist, and they fell asleep together. A few days later, Link was able to get up and walk around without feeling dizzy. However, his arm would take a couple of months to heal. I feel useless, Link complained as he sat in the bathtub in the water up to his waist, Zelda sponging his body. He couldn't get the bandages on his arm wet. Damn it, Felix! Don't fucking respond to my comment when I'm making a video, you jackass. God. You made me lose my spot. God damn it. I was in the heat of the moment. Fuck. I feel This is your fault. I feel useless, Link complained as he sat in the bathtub in the water up to his waist. Zelda sponging his body. He couldn't get the bandages on his arm wet. You know, to be honest, Link, I would do anything for Zelda to give me a goddamn sponge bath. You're not useless, Zelda assured him as she gave him a kiss. But now, you got to do all the work. Even when we make love. Carol kind of does that anyway, but Zelda had to laugh at that. I hardly call that work, Link. Yes, I have to do most of the work taking care of you, taking care of the baby, but you can still hold him, and since when are you concerned about me doing everything? When I realized I shouldn't have been so lazy years ago, Link muttered. It's okay, Link. I let you get away with a lot more than you think, said Zelda. Once Link was rinsed off, he stood up, and Zelda helped him out of the tub, dried him off, and wrapped the towel around his waist, guiding him over to their bed. She had him sit down while she carefully removed the gauze pad that was taped to his forehead. She'd taken off the bandages around his head and carefully washed his hair earlier. I think you may have a scar there, Zelda told him as she got a mirror so he could look. Link looked in the mirror, saw the inch-long cut over his left eyebrow. Yeah, you're right, he said. Looks like it's healing up all right, love, said Zelda, as she got a bottle of antiseptic, because they totally had that back then, and carefully applied some to the cut. I mean, it'd be completely fine if whoever the fuck wrote this put, you know, that she just grabbed a bottle of alcohol and a cloth and just soaked the cloth in alcohol. It would have made sense then. But no, it's an antiseptic. Link winced, because he's a bitch, but didn't say anything as she cleaned the cut and rebandaged it. Link took the towel off his waist and laid back on the bed to keep his arms across his chest. It was bandaged up in a splint. It had been a clean break, and the splint would keep the bones in his forearm lined up properly while they healed. He'd have a sling after he was dressed. Zelda got his clothes and began dressing him. That would be a little emasculating. Then again, you are being dressed by the princess, so kudos! It would be extremely hard for him to dress himself with a broken arm. I did it with a broken leg. I don't think that's the same thing though. I did it with a broken wrist, so yeah. Fuck you, Link, I'm stronger. With a broken arm, and she understood that. She put underwear and a pair of trousers on him. Link lying down like he was making it easier. Link sat up and Zelda pulled a loose green tunic over his head. Very carefully drew his left arm through the sleeve, knowing that his arm might hurt. She then got the sling and carefully tied it, making sure the knot wasn't sitting directly on his spine. Link managed to put on his boots just fine with one hand, and he went over to the vanity table and picked up his comb. Not even combing my hair is going to be a challenge. You only need one hand to comb your hair. What the fuck are you talking about, Link? I usually use two hands. Who uses two hands to comb their fucking hair? God damn it, Link. Zelda came over, took the comb from him and began combing his hair the way she knew he liked it. Now I want you to take it easy for a few days. I came very close to losing you, and I don't want to go through that ever again. Just then, Evan started crying. I'd better see to the baby, Zelda told Link as she kissed his cheek. She started for the nursery, and Link stood up and followed her. Link, in bed, Zelda said, turning around and pointing to the bed. I want you to rest for the next few days. Yes, ma'am, Link murmured, smirking as he sat down on the bed, kicked off his boots, and sat back on his side against the headboard. If Zelda wanted him to sleep, why the hell did she let him put his boots on? In moments, Zelda was back in the bedroom, holding the son in her arms. He just wanted to be held, she said. As he sat down next to Link, she carefully placed the baby on Link's lap, and Link cradled Evan with his good arm. See? You can still hold him. How long have I been reading? Oh, never mind. And I guess that will be it.